Stop what you're doing right now and listen carefully, because what I'm about to share could literally change the trajectory of your health for the next 2 decades. You've been lied to your entire life. They told you masturbation was dirty, something you should have outgrown by the time you turned 50. But here's what no one, and I mean no one, ever told you. After 60, masturbation isn't just normal. It's not just acceptable. It could be the difference between living fully and slowly declining into isolation, numbness, and preventable disease. I'm Dr. Andrew Collins, and I've spent over 12 years specializing in men's health as a urologist. I've sat across from hundreds of men, good men, strong men, men who built families and careers, watching them struggle with shame, erectile dysfunction, prostate problems, and a deep sense of disconnection from their own bodies. And almost every single time, the root cause traces back to one thing: a complete misunderstanding about what their body actually needs. Before we dive into the 7 masturbation secrets that could restore your vitality, I need you to do something for me. If you believe men deserve open, shame-free conversations about real health issues, not pharmaceutical marketing, not embarrassed whispers, then like this video right now, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments where you're watching from. Your engagement doesn't just help the algorithm, it helps me reach more men who desperately need to hear this truth but have nowhere else to turn. Now let's get into it. And I'm warning you, once you understand what I'm about to explain, you won't be able to unknow it. Secret number 7, and yes, I'm starting from the bottom and working up because each of these gets more critical. Conscious masturbation can improve longevity and quality of life in ways modern medicine barely acknowledges. When you touch yourself consciously, with presence, with gratitude, with genuine intention rather than just mechanical release, your entire biology shifts. Your breathing slows down, your heart rate stabilizes. Oxytocin and endorphins flood your system, actively lowering blood pressure and reducing inflammation throughout your body. This isn't about indulgence. This isn't about pleasure for pleasure's sake. This is about vitality. This is self-care for your nervous system at the deepest level. When men integrate mindful self-touch into their routine as a genuine wellness practice, the research is clear. Better sleep, lower anxiety, improved circulation, enhanced immune response, and emotionally, it rebuilds something even more important: confidence. You start looking in the mirror differently. You carry yourself like a man who's alive, not a man waiting for life to end. That matters more than you realize. Secret number 6 is where things get darker, and honestly, this is where I see the most damage in my practice. Pornography changes your brain, but here's what's critical. You can take control of it. Let's talk honestly about what's happening. Today's pornography isn't like what existed decades ago when you were young. It's ultra-stimulating, it's fast, it's high intensity, it's endless. Your brain was never, and I mean never, designed for that level of dopamine flooding. Each clip delivers a hit of reward. Your dopamine receptors get hammered, and over time, your brain literally stops responding to normal touch. It craves novelty and intensity instead. That's why so many older men walk into my office and tell me, almost embarrassed, "Doc, I can get hard for porn, but not with my partner, not with real touch." This isn't moral judgment. This is biological reality. Your brain is being systematically overstimulated into numbness. But here's the beautiful part that gives me hope every single day. Your brain remains plastic. It remains changeable. Even in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, neuroplasticity is still working for you. Start with a 30-day detox. No pornography, no fantasy, no artificial triggers whatsoever. Then, slowly, intentionally, reintroduce natural touch, imagination, and connection. Within weeks, your body begins to remember how to feel again. You're not broken, you're retrainable, and that changes everything. Now, secret number 5 is something most men don't understand until it's almost too late. Erections are a use-it-or-lose-it system. Full stop. Your penis isn't just a sexual organ. That's the mistake everyone makes. It's a vascular organ. It's about blood flow. It's about nerve health. It's about cardiovascular function. If you stop getting erections, whether through sexual activity or through masturbation, your body slowly, quietly shuts that entire system down. The smooth muscles lose elasticity, blood vessels stiffen, oxygen flow drops, and over time, you can lose natural function permanently. Think of it like this simple analogy. If you stop walking for years, your legs weaken, the muscles atrophy, the joints stiffen. If you stop having erections, your penile tissues atrophy in exactly the same way. But here's what's incredible. Regular erections, even solo, even just through self-touch, keep blood flowing. They keep nerves responsive. They keep tissue healthy and functional. It's not about performance, it's about preservation. This one simple act is a natural form of preventive medicine that costs nothing and takes minutes. And if you're wondering what's making it harder to maintain erections even when you try, there's one modern factor that's rewiring men's brains every single day. Secret number 4 is where we start seeing real urgency. Testosterone is stimulated by sexual activity, even solo activity. Most men believe testosterone just drops with age. That's not the full truth, and that distinction matters. Yes, it can decline naturally as part of aging, but it plummets faster, dramatically faster, when you stop engaging with your sexual energy altogether. When you stop touching yourself, when you withdraw from that system, your body gets a message. It assumes you don't need that system anymore. It downregulates testosterone production, muscles soften, fat increases, energy fades, confidence slips away. You feel like a ghost in your own body. But here's what's incredible and what changes the game. When you reawaken that energy, when you engage with your body intentionally and consciously, your brain gets a signal. It says he's still alive. He still needs this system. That signal increases testosterone production. It strengthens cardiovascular function. It improves mood and mental clarity. I once treated a patient named Frank, a 73-year-old retired firefighter. He came to me saying, "Doc, I just feel like I've slowed down. I don't feel like me anymore." His testosterone was at rock bottom. We didn't use pills. We worked on lifestyle and reconnection. Slowly, he started self-pleasuring again with intention. He exercised. He slept better. 3 months later, he was standing taller. He was speaking with confidence again. His lab results were dramatically better. Men's sexual energy isn't just about sex. It's about aliveness. It's about feeling like yourself. Secret number 3 is something that destroys men silently, and I want you to really hear this. Shame around self-touch damages mental health in ways that compound over decades. I see it all the time in my practice. Older men who can't even say the word masturbation without looking down at their feet. Not because they're bad men, not because they're broken, but because they were taught it was wrong. You grew up in a time when touching yourself was called dirty. It was called sinful. It was something you should outgrow. And that shame didn't disappear when you turned 50. It just went quiet. It burrowed deep into your nervous system, shaping your relationship with your own body in ways you probably don't even consciously recognize. Here's the truth that research confirms. Shame is a stressor. It raises cortisol. It tightens muscles. It floods your brain with anxiety and fear. And over years, that chronic tension leads to depression, heart disease, immune dysfunction, even cognitive decline. But masturbation, when done consciously and with self-compassion, actually releases dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins, the body's natural antidepressants. It improves sleep quality. It supports emotional regulation. It literally heals your nervous system. So when you avoid self-touch out of shame, you're not just denying yourself pleasure. You're denying yourself healing. One of my patients was a 72-year-old widower. He hadn't masturbated in over a decade. He wasn't sick in any medical sense, but he was numb. He was lonely. He was disconnected from life itself. We worked together slowly to rebuild his relationship with his own body. And after just a few weeks, something shifted. He laughed again. He started sleeping better. His blood pressure dropped. He wasn't just alive again. He felt alive again. So hear me clearly. You are never too old to touch yourself with dignity, kindness, and purpose. You deserve that. But if shame can destroy your vitality that deeply, imagine what happens when your prostate joins the decline. Secret number 2 is critical, and this is where I see real medical consequences. Not masturbating can lead to prostate congestion and inflammation. I had a patient named David, 68 years old, who came to me saying he was waking up 6 times a night to urinate. Pressure, fullness, a dull ache deep in his pelvis. When I asked gently, "When was the last time you ejaculated?" he laughed and said, "Years ago, doc. I thought men my age were supposed to stop doing that." Here's what I told him, and here's what you need to understand. Your prostate doesn't stop working when you stop ejaculating. It keeps producing fluid. And when that fluid isn't released regularly, it builds up. That buildup leads to prostate congestion. It leads to inflammation. It leads to real discomfort. Your body becomes like a pressure cooker with nowhere for the steam to escape. That's when you start getting symptoms like frequent urination, weak stream, pelvic pain, even risk of infection or long-term chronic inflammation. And yes, chronic inflammation increases the risk of prostate cancer. In fact, Harvard researchers conducted a landmark study and found that men who ejaculated at least 21 times per month had a significantly lower risk of developing prostate cancer than those who didn't. The difference was measurable. It was real. When David began masturbating again, not out of lust but out of genuine self-care, his symptoms eased, his sleep improved, his spirit came back to life. Men, you wouldn't ignore your heart. You wouldn't ignore your blood pressure, so don't ignore your prostate. It needs movement. It needs release. It needs circulation. And there's one mistake that creates the deepest damage of all. Secret number one is the most critical, and this is where I see the most preventable suffering. Mindless masturbation can lead to numbness and erectile dysfunction. I've had hundreds of men walk into my office over the years, shoulders slumped, voices low, eyes full of quiet shame. When I asked gently, "Do you masturbate?" most paused, then whispered, "Yeah, but I don't feel much anymore." Or, "I can only finish a certain way." Or, "Nothing works like it used to." What they don't realize, what no one tells them, is that their body isn't broken, it's trained wrong. See, mindless mechanical masturbation, quick, intense, and disconnected, teaches your brain a pattern. It's like giving your body a script, same hand, same motion, same outcome, every single time. And your brain, being the fast learner it is, locks onto that pattern. Over time, your sensitivity drops, your erections fade, you start needing more stimulation, more pressure, or more extreme content just to feel something. That's how porn-induced erectile dysfunction develops. That's how delayed ejaculation develops. Your brain literally forgets how to respond to real touch and real connection. The emotional cost is massive. You start feeling detached from yourself. You stop reaching for your partner. You stop even looking at your own reflection. Confidence drops, loneliness grows, depression follows. But here's the good news that I want you to hold on to. You can retrain your body, your nervous system can heal. It starts by slowing down. It starts by making self-pleasure intentional, not performance-driven. No rushing, no pressure, no goal of finishing. Just reconnecting with feeling, not fantasy. Because masturbation itself isn't the enemy. It's the way you do it that determines whether it heals you or harms you. So here's your practical plan, step by step, starting today. First, ditch the shame. You did nothing wrong. You're taking control of your health. You're being responsible. Second, take it slow. Focus on sensation, not speed. Focus on feeling your body, not achieving an outcome. Third, avoid pornography. Rebuild your natural connection to your body without artificial stimulation. Fourth, stay consistent. Treat this as part of your wellness routine, like exercise or sleep. Fifth, track your progress. Notice improved sleep, better mood, increased energy. These changes are real. Listen, aging doesn't mean disappearing. You still deserve touch. You still deserve connection. You still deserve pleasure. You still deserve to feel vital and alive. You've lived decades giving to others. Now it's time to give back to yourself. You've earned it. So to every man watching this right now, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not broken. You are not done. You are not too old to reclaim your body and your vitality. You have the power to restore what time has dulled. You have the power to feel alive, confident, and grounded again. And that power is inside you right now. If this video spoke to you, if this changed how you think about your body and your health, leave a yes in the comments. Hit that like button. Subscribe to Dr. Andrew Collins for more science-based, shame-free health insights, specifically for men over 50, because your age doesn't define your vitality. Your awareness does. Your choices do. Stay strong, stay curious, stay connected to yourself, because the best years of your life might just be starting now.